بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.
Islam is basically raising women up on a pedestal.
Bless your heart.
I want to convert to Islam.
Islam found me. I did not go looking for Islam.
Bismillah, let's get into it. Let's see what you're so curious about.
I have never heard of a religion that upholds women to such an amazing level.
Islam believes in the second coming of Christ.
So yeah, Islam is spreading whether you like it or not.
I realized how beautiful the true Islam is.
And so many more people are reading the Quran.
في مثل بيقول انقلب السحر على الساحر. بنقول المثل ده لما حد يحاول يأذي حد ولكن الأذى ده بيعود عليه هو. وفي وسط كل محاولات الغرب لهدم الإسلام سبحان الله نلاقي ناس كتير جدا من الغرب بيعتنقوا الإسلام.
The Quran is telling men to spend money on women. Yalla Habibi, come to Islam. It says here in Al-Nisa, number 34, men are protectors of women because God has made some of them excel others and because they spend their wealth on them. Yalla Habibi, come to Islam. It's so nice over here. And give the women their dowries willingly. But if they of their own accord remit any part of it to you, you may make use of it. You have to pay women their dowry. Pay women, give them their money. This is so incredible. I have never heard of a religion that upholds women to such an amazing level.
فاكرين البنت دي بتقول انه بعد اسلامها اتغيرت رؤيتها للحياة والكل اللي حواليها ولم تعد تشعر بالوحدة بعد ما عرفت معنى القرب من الله سبحانه وتعالى.
Alhamdulillah, it's made a huge difference getting closer to God and how I see life and how I feel about everybody, because I couldn't imagine my life without this type of perspective and just not feeling like I'll ever be alone because I have this relationship with God now. If you know me, you know I don't like to cry.
أما المقطع اللي هنشوفه دلوقتي فهو لبنت بتقول إنها لما قالت لأسرتها إنها عايزة تعتنق الإسلام سخروا منها وقالوا إنها هتنضم لجماعة متطرفة. She's joining a cult. وبتقول إنها مش فارق معاها إنها تخسر متابعينها وإن كل اللي يهمها هو إنها تدخل الإسلام.
And when I told my friends that I wanted to convert, lost a couple of them. And when I told my family I wanted to convert, she's joining a cult. Oh, those poor oppressed Muslim women in their hijabs. Go ask them about their lives. I know I'm going to lose a lot of followers with this one, but oh well. But let me tell you something. Growing up in this world with no religion, no guidance, it didn't do anything for me, okay? Everybody needs guidance. I want to convert to Islam, and only because I don't have the right resources and I haven't gone through the process have I not fully converted.
البنت اللي هنشوفها دلوقتي بتقول ناس كتير بيخوفوا الناس ويقولوا لو أسلمتي المسلمين هيضطهدوكي.
That's what most people try to tell us women, that if we come to Islam we're going to be oppressed, right? That's what you're getting at. Bless your heart.
وبتقول الحقيقة إن المرأة في الإسلام لها نفس حقوق الرجل. فالرجل المسلم مسؤول وملزم برعاية زوجته والإنفاق على الأسرة.
Remember that women have rights just as men do in all fairness, though men have been given an edge over them. Tafsir. The edge that this verse refers to is the fact that men are obligated to care for women and thus have more responsibility. This translates into a few seemingly inequitable things at first, such as men who receive twice inheritance of a woman. However, this seeming advantage actually rebounds back upon them, for men are responsible to spend of their money on their family, while women are not obligated to do so. Further, men must pay a dowry to their brides and also support their elderly parents and all other disadvantaged relatives. When Allah specifies that men have obligations, responsibilities, edges over women, it's not referencing our rights to humanity, to fairness, to life. It's talking about equity.
وبتقول بعض الناس بيفسر الآية دي على إن الراجل له ضعف نصيب المرأة في الميراث، لكن في الواقع حتى الميزة دي تعود على الأسرة. لأن الراجل مسؤول إنه ينفق ماله على الأسرة، بينما المرأة غير ملزمة بده، والراجل ملزم بدفع مهر لزوجته وكمان رعاية والديه عند الكبر، وسواء كان رجل أو امرأة فالكل أمام الله سواء.
In Islam, my husband would receive significant more inheritance than, let's say, if he had a sister. Why? Because my husband is responsible to take the money that he receives and give it to his family and make sure that he is providing for his family. He is obligated to Allah for that. Whatever money that the woman receives, that is her money. She does with it what she wants. She does not have to do anything for a man or anyone else. So yeah, men have been given an edge. That edge is responsibility. It's additional obligations. That's what that edge is. So no, you cannot twist my religion to make me fear my religion or feel less about who I am within.
أما البنت اللي هنشوفها دلوقتي فهي اتفاجئت بعد ما قرأت الآيات القرآنية من 52 ل 55 من سورة آل عمران.
Chapter 3, 52 through 55. When Jesus sensed disbelief from his people, he asked, "Who will stand up with me for Allah?" The disciples replied, "We will stand up for Allah. We believe in Allah, so bear witness that we have submitted." They prayed to Allah, "O Lord, we believe in your revelations and follow the messenger, so count us among those who bear witness." And the disbelievers made a plan against Jesus. But Allah also planned, and Allah is the best of planners. Remember, when Allah said, "O Jesus, I will take you and raise you up to myself. I will deliver you from those who disbelieve and elevate your followers above the disbelievers until the day of judgment. Then to me you all will return and I will settle all your disputes."
ومش مصدقة إن القرآن بيقول إن المسيح عيسى بن مريم عليه السلام هيبعث مرة تانية، وبتسمي ده المجيء الثاني للمسيح the second coming of the Christ، ومنبهرة جدا بكلمة متوفيك في قول الله إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي.
Islam believes in the second coming of Christ. Islam believes in the second coming of Christ. That's like what? And just in case anyone's concerned that I'm misinterpreting it, according to Dr. Khattab's footnote, I'm not going to say the word because I am not good at other languages, but mutawafika means literally, "I will make you reach the end of your worldly term." The popular Muslim belief is that a conspiracy was made to kill Jesus. Allah made the main culprit who betrayed Jesus look exactly like Jesus while the culprit was crucified. Similar to Christians, Muslims believe the second coming of Christ. I don't know how to react. I don't know how to react to this information. What?
وبتقول إن الكلام ده غير اللي بيتقال لهم عن الإسلام خالص.
It's nothing like we've been told.
والبنت اللي هنشوفها دلوقتي بتقول بيحاولوا يقنعوها قد ايه الإسلام فظيع وبينصحوها تبطل قراءة القرآن، وبتقول انه بالنسبة لتأديب المرأة الناشز فده مش بس موجود في الدول الإسلامية لكن أيضا موجود في الدول الغربية.
So Allah commands Muslims to honor the rights of women and orphans. They must manage the wealth of orphans responsibly and not steal from them, for their wealth must be returned when the time is appropriate. When married, women should be given their due rights, or dowry. Islam, unlike previous religions, puts limits on the number of wives one may take, 4. However, if you are unable to provide or maintain justice among them, it is unlawful and you must only take one wife. Islam entitled women to inheritance, property in their own name, and dowry paid directly to them and not to their fathers. This was an enormous progress for women of the time, and women in the West would not enjoy some of these same rights for approximately 1,000 years. Islam is basically raising women up on a pedestal. So a lot of people come into my comments and they try and use verses, particularly from this surah, to dissuade me from reading and convince me that I shouldn't be learning about Islam, how awful Islam is to women, and you can beat your wife and you can do all of these things. And I think it's worth noting that, well, yes, there is a part in this surah that does mention disciplining your wife. That was also the norm up until the early 1900s in the West. It's not a cultural thing specific to Muslim countries. Western countries also employed this practice until realistically not that long ago.
وبتقول ناس كتير بيقولوا ازاي الاسلام يسمح بالعبودية، وبترد عليهم وتقول ان الاسلام حرر العبيد.
A lot of people come in and talk about how Islam permits slavery and all of that kind of stuff. Well, slavery was permitted before Islam. In fact, slavery was in existence up until, again, modern history. But Islam constantly talks about freeing slaves. You know, it's a good deed if you free slaves. So while slavery may have been part of life and the economy of the time, I think Islam really does try to encourage its followers not to participate in that. And, you know, it's a good deed to release a slave, to be a kind person. So
ever since becoming Muslim, I have been getting a lot of hate comments from people who have Islamophobia, and I read part from the Quran today. Amazing. So it's from Al-Ma'idah number 4. Yet every time a sign comes to them from their Lord, they turn away from it. They have rejected truth whenever it came to them, yet more news will reach them concerning what they have been making a mockery of. So yeah, Islam is spreading whether you like it or not, and the truth is going to keep coming out, and more people are going to be sharing about Islam, inshallah. So be prepared to hear a lot more about Islam in the next couple weeks from more and more people on TikTok and social media.
أما البنت اللي هنشوفها دلوقتي فبتقول إنهم بيشوهوا صورة المسلمين والإسلام في الإعلام وعلى مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي، لحد ما هي اشترت كتب من موقع أمازون عن الإسلام واكتشفت جمال الإسلام، وبتقول إن الإنسان اللي هيستخدم المنطق، يعني اللي هيفكر ويشغل عقله، هيعتنق الإسلام.
I wanted to educate myself on different world religion, particularly Islam. But I have done a lot of research on other religions in the process. I went to Amazon and I ordered a bunch of books. Not a bunch, like 3. I literally could not stop learning more. I realized how beautiful the true Islam is, rather than just blindly believing the negative stereotypes of Muslims. Recently, I decided I wanted to finally convert to Islam. But I converted because I knew it was right for me. I'm a person of logic, and it would have been very illogical of me to not convert after having read the Qur'an and learned the true Islam.
ودلوقتي وصلنا لسؤال حلقة اليوم. السؤال من قناة دكتور إياد قنيبي حفظه الله. زي ما شفنا في تأثير كبير جدا على الغرب بسبب إيمان وثبات أهلنا وإخواتنا، فهل حصل تغيير جذري ليك انت كمان في سلوكك وعلاقتك بربنا؟ رقم 1، نعم حصل تغيير جذري. رقم 2، لا لم يحدث تغيير جذري. رقم 3، لم يحدث تغيير جذري ولكن أنوي أن أتغير. رقم 4، حصل تغيير في سلوكي للأسوأ. من فضلك اشترك في القناة وفعل جرس التنبيهات واضغط على زر الإعجاب واعمل مشاركة على مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي، والدال على الخير كفاعله. شكرا وأشوفكم إن شاء الله في فيديو جديد.